Okay, lovely, lovely women of substance. How are you all feeling this morning? I hope
Doing
you're feeling chipper. I've managed to get over my choking incident. I've got rid of my bruised neck and I'm alive. And I got good clearance from my doctor, which is great. And I believe we have a full quota. Ruby, I think, is planning to come. I didn't hear from anybody else. And I did have, eventually, I've got 10 Google Forms filled out. So thank you, all of you on here, apart from Melissa. I didn't get yours yet. But just before we get going, I want to introduce Carolina, who is kind of a guest today, but our intention is for her to be the chair for Chile. We have had a chair for Chile, Marcella Zuna, but she has failed to get in touch with me. I keep on trying to contact her and she hasn't ever come to any meetings. So I know Carolina through Rotary Club and through Mark Jarrett, and I know that she has a very deep interest in what we're doing. So assuming that everything goes easy with Dr. Habib, then Carolina will be our representative in Chile, which is wonderful. So welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
And and that makes two active countries in South America. So Carolina and Rosa take on that lead there. I'm going to ask Dr. Maureen to start us off today in a special way. We talked about this, Maureen, didn't we, about bringing us into a very, very centered point of love with a very short meditation just to get us in the mood. Are you ready for that?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
So
So,
it's like a prayer and a meditation just to get us grounded. Think
right,
about authentic harmony.
meditation and a prayer. And I am hoping that you can hear me. I'm going to start off with some music, and what I want you to do as we get into the meditation, I'm going to take you into some deep breathing exercises. So the breathing exercise is you're going to breathe through your nose. And when you breathe through your nose, you're going to pull your tummy in. And when you breathe out, you're going to push your tummy out as you breathe out. So it's the opposite way of how we breathe. So we're going to start. Let's begin with your eyes closed. Begin with your eyes closed. And you're going to sit up straight, heads up, with your feet flat on the ground, your back straight, your palms facing up. You're comfortable. You don't want to have anything on your lap. And we're going to start with 3 sets of breathing. And we're going to do 3 sets of 10. So breathe through your nose, out through your nose, in and out. Let's start. Stop. Hands flat on your lap, fingers pointed up. Just notice what you feel. You feel some tingling anywhere in your body? You feel relaxed? You feel a sense of peace? Just notice what you feel and appreciate it, whatever it is. All right, your eyes stay closed. We're going to do 3 sets of 10 again. Here we go. Stop. The palms facing up on your lap. Just relax. Notice what you feel. You feel anything? Any tingling? Just feel relaxed. Do you feel a sense of peace on the inside? And we're going to do the last 3 sets of 10. Your eyes closed. Here we go. Breathe hard up the nose and up and out through your nose. Stop. Wait. Palms up. Flat on your lap. This feels good. Now it's time to give yourselves 3 gifts. 3 moments of our lives we could feel grateful for, one at a time, and relive them. Feel the beauty of it, the joy or the gratitude. Think of a moment now that you feel grateful for, a little moment or a big moment. It could be years ago. It could have been today. It could have been a week ago. Step into that moment you truly feel grateful for. That's it. Step into your body as if you were there. See what you saw then, now. Hear what you heard then, now. That's it. That's it. Feel what you're feeling. Just fill up with the gratitude of that moment. Breathe the way you were breathing when it felt so good. You might even have an inner smile. It might show up on your face even now. You never know. Just take it all in and feel so grateful. Give yourself the gift of that moment. Perfect. Just enjoy. Now think of a second moment that you can feel deeply grateful for. Step into that moment. Maybe a little moment or a big one. Anything that you can feel truly grateful for. Experience what is happening right now. Feel so grateful for that moment. Just the blessing of that moment. The beauty of it. Now think of a third moment that you could feel so grateful for if you really wanted to. Think of that moment now. A special moment in the past that you're truly grateful for. That's it. That's it. See what you saw then, now, like you're there. Hear what you heard when someone said to you, when you said to yourself, breathe and feel the way you're feeling then, now. Fill up with the gratitude. Give yourself a gift. That's it. That's it. Perfect. Just enjoy. Feel the inner smile, the joy, the appreciation, the love. Now we're going to take 3 minutes and do a little blessing of a prayer. With your eyes closed, imagine as you breathe, you're taking in a white light, a blue light, a golden light, an ice blue light from the top of your head, coming out of the universe, coming from the heart of God to the crown of your head. And as it comes down through you, you're breathing it in. It is going through your brain now. It cleanses you. It washes you, heals your mind, your body, your emotions, your relationships, your life. As it comes down through the chest, down to the stomach, through your legs, into the earth, then back up again. Releasing it back into the sky. Bring it down again with the energy. All the way down through the legs to the ground. Back up again, releasing it back into the sky. Now bring it back down again. Filling you up, making the best part of you stronger, more love, more joy, more gratitude. Now back up again. Release it back into the universe. Bring it back down again, healing you, strengthening you, the best part of you, your courage, your love, your passion, out again into the universe. Now back down again, through your neck, through your chest, your shoulder, your stomach, your leg, your feet, into the ground, the center of the earth. Now coming back up the legs, through the chest, up to the top of your head. One more. Do one more. Just enjoy. Now, bring it back down into your heart, and this time, send it out in a circle. Pour it out to those you love the most, and feel them healing their mind, their body, their emotions, their fears, their anger is healed, the best part of them strengthened, their love, their courage, their compassion, their joy. And you feel it filling them up. You feel the light filling them up. You see them smile. You feel their joy. Now bring it back down into your heart, and the circle expands into your heart. Send it out a little further to family, to friends, to partners, to co-workers, strangers that are lit up by you sending out that energy, that prayer, that well wishes into them without them knowing it. Now bring it back down again through your whole body. Bring it all the way down to your legs, into the earth, back up again. Another one, another one. Do it from the top. Healing your mind, cleansing you, strengthening you, the best part of you, your passion, your love, your determination, your joy. Bring it into your heart and send it out again to those you love, to those you know. They're beginning to feel healed. Heal them, strengthen them. They don't even know it. Feels so good to give to them. See them healed. Take it in, the joy that you could give to them. They don't even know it. And now with your whole body, your whole self into the earth, and then back up again into outer space. strengthening the best part of you, the real you, without fear. Now we're going to do the third final step of priming, 3 to thrive. I want you to think of 3 outcomes, 3 goals that are no longer goals. And you're going to experience them as if they're done. You're going to celebrate the victory now. See it. Feel the victory like it's done. You're giving thanks with gratitude that it's happened. You're giving thanks to God that it is done, to yourself, to the universe. Now start with 1 step at a time, that it's already happened. You feel the excitement, the joy. You're celebrating that goal. It's done. Yes, that's it. Taking the whole victory. Feel it. Breathe it. Give thanks for it. It's done. It's happened. You're living it. It's not a dream anymore. It. Think of a second victory, a second goal. It's no longer a goal. You experienced it. It's done. You're full of excitement. It's done. You're celebrating it. You made it happen. You did whatever it took to make it happen. It is a significant goal, and you want to achieve it in the next 6 months, the next 12 months, 3 weeks, next week. It could be any time, but something that will be a great victory. And you're not wondering, you're not hoping, you're not asking. It's done. And you're celebrating it with gratitude, with joy. Perfect. Perfect. Just enjoy it. Yes. Give thanks for it. Finally, one more, the third to thrive. Think of that third goal, that outcome, that result. And now it's a result. You've done it. You're in it. You're celebrating the victory as it happened. And you're seeing the impact for yourself and for others. You care for. You're grateful. It's done. It's finally happened. You made it happen, and you were guided to make it happen. And you did your part, and you were guided. Feel how great it is for you, for the others, for people that you've served. Own it. And now, with your eyes closed, reach up with your right hand and grab any moment in your life that you were proud of. Any moment, a little moment, you're proud of it, or a big moment. Bring it into your heart, and as it touches your heart, say yes. Feel it explode in your heart like you're there in that proud moment once again. And feel it. Connect to the things that you're grateful for, so you feel it all at once. Think about another moment in your life that you could feel proud about. A little moment, a big one, a proud moment. Bring it in, that you have awakened into your heart, and it touches your heart, and you say yes. And feel the two stacking up with all the other great moments that you already put in your heart right now. You've awakened your heart. The moments were already there. Think of a moment of love, or romance, or sensuality from your past. Grab a great moment, bring it into your heart, and as it touches your heart, say yes. Feel it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Now you think of a final future moment of sensuality, a future moment that was exciting, Grab that moment of intimacy, of joy, of love. Bring it into your heart and say, yes. And feel it explode with all its beauty, with all its love, all of the joy, with all of the excitement. Yes, that time is coming. That time is coming. That moment, that exciting moment. Now, just feel them all. Feel them all in your heart, in your soul, in your spirit. All of it, all at once. What if life was happening to you and not, what if life was happening for you and not to you? It looks like it's happening to you, but it's all happening for you. What if the pain and the problems were gifts and you found the meaning and you're free of the pain? Even if today was a difficult day in your life, even if yesterday or the days or the weeks or the months gone by, today is more compelling. Tomorrow, because of yesterday, today you will live to be a magnificent person. And now you find yourself opening your eyes when you're ready. Stretch out slowly. Start to feel the energy build up. The energy of all those experiences, the joy, the happiness, the love, the excitement. Bring it into your heart. Feel it. Breathe it. Own it. It's you. The real you. This is your true nature, unencumbered by the survival mind. Free to be you. Free to be the real you. Breathe it. Feel its joy. Feel its love. Feel its excitement. Feel it unlimited. That is your spirit. That is your soul. That is you unleashed.
Thank you, Maureen. I hope you're all inspired, and we're going to create this goal of a joint custody world. Thank you, Maureen, and welcome to you all. Back to the screen. Sheetal, Gita, and Rosa, Lucas, Carolina, Blaine, Ritu, Melissa. Be great if you can come back online on visual and give yourself a very big hug. Give yourself a hug and well done. Wow. So our goal ahead, inspired by you, Dr. Maureen, is a joint custody world. And I'd like to hear from all of you about what your major takeout is from filling out the Google form, because I had some late entries and I'm still waiting for yours, Melissa. But actually, it's very inspiring to think about, you know, what we're talking about and reading your words. So I'd like to ask you, with your permission, that I actually share the file with all of you, because if we're going to be these magnificent, grounded, shining lights as women in our own country and together for the world, and we're going to reach that celebration goal of a joint custody world with love and respect and honor, we need to know about each other. So the reason I put that Google form together was to ask you some questions and write out my thoughts. And it's been really, really interesting to read what you've all written. And I know some of you have thought, you know, have I written enough? Am I in the right place? Am I doing as much as anybody else? Well, just be aware, we're all doing what we need to do, okay? So anybody who thinks they're doing less than somebody else, you're not. Everybody is doing what they need to do. And it's been really interesting to read your thoughts. And as you remember, I asked, the last question was, what would your TED Talk be? And I will do some summaries of that. I was having a conversation with Rosa this morning, who felt a bit nervous about putting out what she was going to write, and it's all good. That's what you got to remember. Annette Derneck, who's from Germany, also put hers in. She couldn't make it today. She's got a celebration with her new grandson. Elaine, I spoke to today as well, and we sorted out a little bit of redirection about what is important. And one of the things that came up with Elaine, which is important, is that we aren't here only to solve the issues in the world that women have. We're also here to enhance what is already good. That's really important, because I'll give you an example. Shola, who's in Ghana, who couldn't make it today, but she said to me, quite similar to what Elaine and Rosa said, was, am I doing enough? Am I in the right place? Is it enough? I haven't got my groups together. I haven't done this. It's not about that. Shola's actually running some very important work with a women's enterprise. And I said, that is also part of what we bring together. So whatever you're doing in your own regions, which are separate to G100, are also part of it. So you come with everything that you have in your own region. And for me, the goal is to understand the threads between us across the world. We know that there's a lot of change going on. I believe the Paris Olympics is the first time when it's actually been on par of men and women running in the races. Is that true? I think I read that somewhere. But it was noted as a great achievement. So even though it's over 100 plus years since we got the vote, we're still looking for these miracle markers of where equality. But I want us to focus on harmony, because for me, that's different. So whatever your main focus of attention is that you've written into your file, I want that to be what you express in the way you share with us today. And we will have opportunities to get our messages out on so many different topics that it's important to understand each other. Is that okay? No, I haven't filled out my form yet, but I will do that because I wrote it. I know what I was going to write. But I'd like you each to just take 2 or 3 minutes to introduce yourself to the other people here on the screen, and maybe focus on a little bit about yourself and what would be your highlight in achieving a joint custody world. I've actually been doing quite a bit of presenting on that topic, and it's definitely getting picked up by people who are reading what I'm writing. So who would like to start?
I'm happy to go first. I don't mind.
Dr.
Great.
Can I ask you a quick question? How do I access that form again to see what I've written? Because I need to be able to access it. I'm trying to, but I'm not seeing. I did mine last night.
Yes, I have to be honest on the technology. I'm
Go into the WhatsApp, scroll up on the WhatsApp, and you'll find the link in there.
Yeah, but how do I access what I've filled out?
You just click on the link, and then
I'm in the link and I can't see it.
Did it not come up?
No,
it asks you if you click on the link, because I did this earlier on. I changed mine. In fact, I haven't finished changing and editing. I went on it, and it asks you if you want to edit.
Yeah.
In addition, it should have sent you an email, whatever email that's recorded that you were recording from. It should have sent you an email that gives you access to your form as well.
And if you have a Google account, it will ask you to log in. I was able to log in and I saw everyone's answer for each question.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's not spend too much time with me. I'll have to find that. I may not be able to. Yeah, I think I found it.
Okay, great. Okay, Elaine, tell us about yourself and what you've discovered.
Okay, before I do that, would you mind if you all put your name, well, after your name, you'll put what country you are, so it's easier to identify when I think back and what country you're representing.
Yeah, country or region.
Okay, yeah, country or region, yeah, whichever's appropriate. Yeah, thank you. So I'm a Brit living in the Algarve in Portugal, and I'm living in a part of Algarve that's rural, so I'm not in the touristy area where all the razzmatazz and tourism stuff goes on. I'm living in a proper community where nobody would even visit unless you lived here. There's nothing happens here. The farmers are in the fields, the women are behind the kitchen sink, and so on and so forth. So I'm not in a representative area, I don't think. On the other hand, there's only 10 million people living in Portugal, and it's a lot of it is rural. I had a conversation with Dr. Pauline earlier on today because I was concerned, like Rosa, you know, am I doing enough? Am I in the right place? What do I know about Portugal? How, you know, who am I to tell people, you know, what to do and what not to do in their own country? It, you know, it doesn't sit well with me. But my topic these days is wellness, health and well-being. I've had various different challenges, including kidney disease I was told was incurable, which I beat in my 40s, and stage 4 cancer that I beat in 3 months. That was 9 years ago. So I've retrained, and I'm now helping people to help themselves with wellness. And part of the wellness story is about community. So community, the wellness side of community is a huge big factor in people healing. People who live on their own, or people who are in communities or marriages that are really toxic, they won't heal. They don't heal. And I've seen people literally be killed because of toxic relationships and so on. So I have discovered that there is a refuge in Portugal, not far from me. I don't know anything about it other than I know it's there. I've also been a victim of domestic violence over the years, more than once. So I'm going to be using that as my kind of focus on health and well-being, the community aspect of living here, and enhancing what's already here, but also finding out a bit more about, you know, what's wrong and how I can make a difference. And it's very likely that I'll end up doing some talks and presentations within communities. The difficulty I have is I don't speak Portuguese. I speak a bit, but I don't speak enough Portuguese. And whilst I'm learning, I'm living in the near future going to be good enough to be speaking in Portuguese. So everybody speaks English here, which is the problem. So I don't have a big chance to practice. So it's up to me to work out how to get around that piece. But we had a conversation with Linda, who is the chair in the country chair in Portugal for another chapter. I can't remember which chapter she is, Pauline.
Communication and media and advocacy. Okay, brilliant. So this lady, Linda, is a real force to be reckoned with. She's half English, half Portuguese. She's hosting a conference, a 2.5-3 day conference in Albufeira, which isn't that far from me, in October. And she's invited Pauline, another lady, and myself to speak at the conference. So I was thinking, if I'm not going to continue, I'm not comfortable representing Portugal chair in this chapter. If I'm, it doesn't sit right. So Pauline has persuaded me that actually the expertise that I've got in health and well-being is needed. So I'm going to continue with that. But prior to that, I used to run law firms. I was managing partner of law firms and accountancy practices, completely different world altogether. So I'm in a different chapter now, and very happy to be here. Thank you, Elaine. And I suggested is this idea of family harmony is part of what we're also about in terms of changing and helping the world to understand how valuable it is to maybe have a traditional family harmony. I hope that makes sense. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Elaine. That's brilliant. Who would like to go next?
I would like to go. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, everybody from Canada. I'm Chitra, or my full name is Chitra Lekha. You can call me Chitra. And just little about me is I have been in education for almost you can say 38 years, training in engineering and management education and education in general. I would like to speak and would like to encourage women and men both through authentic harmony through education. Education is my product of life, you can say that, but education is trying to have a peace and harmony in society. because in a way, definitely it supports in understanding the social structure of society and the social structure, again, definitely of home. But including education, we all have been going to school and colleges, but that intellectual and the hard skills which we are going through and we are learning at our schools is different, definitely different than what is to be needed to be a peaceful and harmony family and a peaceful family at home when you come home from work. Now, again, if you see that what specific things are to be included education-wise, which I see in education's perspective, to have a harmony on entire world, wherever you are, if the education system can be added in a way that we say that holistic curriculum, which integrates subjects into emotional intelligence, ethics, and cultural awareness, wherever you are in any part of the world, but these play a very significant role. Now, inclusive education, ensuring that all in this community, everybody is in community, is included in education system, regardless of socio-economic status or ethnicity, gender, or physical mental inabilities, because inclusive education is again a very prime. Now, conflict resolution skills. When we are a student at university or a college, we should be, or the proper education system should be in such a way that how to solve the conflict resolution, how to solve the conflicts, because that also comes at your home. When you are at home, you are with the family, you are with community, how to solve that. That is to be taught, or should, if we can include that part in education as well. Now, the next, I also would like to talk about, tell something on cultural exchange programs. In education, we have been learning hard skills, definitely. But cultural exchange programs are also very important, because when two people get married and they are at the home and they have their own way of bringing up, but then cultural exchange also, because they come from different part of world or different society, different homes, there is a difference. So they both have to learn about their everybody, both culture, and try to accept them, try to adjust themselves. I know these are the social topics, but this, according to me, this, if we can start taking care at the school level or university level, that will definitely help us out in basically having a peace at home, peace at work, peace in society and community. So through education, having an authentic harmony, or, teaching everything at very, I don't want to say at a primary level, but the children or a person starts understanding what exactly his or her role is in society. Because giving these education at the time of 4 or 5 is not the right time, but maybe around 10 or at certain time we have to decide. But there are certain things, hard skills, education, intelligence, we all are here. But how to bring the authentic harmony and peace at home, peace at community. So there are certain things through education, we can definitely train them. And thank you for listening to me. I don't want to take much time. Being a professor or a teacher, we know how to speak a lot, but then I'm stopping myself. But thank you. And thank you for listening my views on authentic harmony through education. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you, Sheeta. And I think what's interesting is I'm very passionate about joining the Dots Hub. So it's important as you're listening to people is to think about how you're going to reconnect with that person. You don't have to do it all through these meetings. We have family harmony, education harmony, and the one thing I heard in there was exchange. And I'm going to ask Rosa, because Rosa, I know you've been involved with exchange education. So let's see if we can connect the dots as we go through this. So Rosa, tell us about you, and again, keep it succinct, but look for the connections. And obviously the other connection is Portuguese and Portugal.
Yes. I'm very surprised that she is in Portugal, and perhaps we can even practice Portuguese together.
Yes.
Because yes, of course. But a bit of my background. I worked as a lawyer for more than 10 years in Brazil. But when, I became a mother, I had a big change in my life. It was a turning point. And it happened about 15 years ago. And I started, studying education. And not only studying, I became a teacher. And I was, in regular schools. I also experienced in Brazil homeschooling. And after all, I became an entrepreneur and I had my own program of virtual exchanges. And my students, with these projects, they were very grateful, and we still have contacts. And at this moment, we are planning to restart a project, with my own students, because it was very hard for me as a mother, and with my two kids, they were still little, to do everything at once. So actually, I was giving more attention to my kids and my own family than to this cultural exchange. But the point is the connection with, authentic harmony, what I see and what I experienced, connecting Brazilian students with the students from the United States, India, Israel, Greece. So all these countries, I had the chance to connect when I was an English a ESL teacher in Brazil. What I saw was, wow, the system has, problems and pains, the pain points everywhere. And the main point is that we don't discuss, well, I don't see this place where we can discuss human nature, who we are, our purposes, and meditation. Of course, we have here and there some attempts to have social emotional training, but it's not as deep and as clear as desirable. So so that's it. I think discuss authentic harmony, positive masculinity, and all the experiences we already have as women, and bring it, just raise awareness about it as early as we can. I think it might give kids a better future.
That's good. So I put there, Rosa, cultural exchange harmony. So I know you've got your hand up, Chito, but I want to get through everybody's original intro. Is that okay? I want to get everybody to have their voice saying, so hold your question till we've heard everybody. So in terms of connection, then let's go to Lucas and see where the connections are there with Lucas.
Hello, I am a business operations consultant and an executive coach. And my focus for Authentic Harmony will be with the leaders. Definitely leadership harmony is needed. There have been leaders who they carry the weight of the world on their shoulders concerning their responsibilities. And oftentimes they don't have other people that they can speak to in confidence, and it not be, expressed outwardly, where they're trying to still work it out internally. And leaders have a hard time sometimes finding balance with peace. And so like that work-life balance, the self-care, peace, being empowered, always empowering others, but not being empowered themselves, getting the refill that they need in order to be a better leader and to be in a better position and be more effective with their teams. Oftentimes leaders end up becoming burnt out and they end up leaving the job, and worse, some leaders have committed suicide, unfortunately. And we've heard about some of this on the news. Some leaders who are culturally different, have microaggressions toward them, not just as women, but women of color, and women just with different cultural backgrounds, because the men who are in power they don't want to understand them. They're misunderstood and they don't take time to do that. And so it's very, very important for me that this be at the forefront, because I was in corporate, I was a leader, and I did experience those different difficulties that leaders have to deal with. And so I'm going to be putting forth something that I developed called the Peace Plan. Now I put it in a book, and I made the book about marriage, but I actually developed it first in business, and I was using it with my team, but I brought it home because I said, certainly if it applies to my team, I could try to use this at home with my husband. And it actually worked. So it's called the Peace Plan, and I'm going to expound on the Peace Plan in it's an acronym, and each acronym is its own book. And so I'll be talking about that and expressing that on different platforms like podcasts and through workshops and at conferences.
Excellent, excellent. And the main thing is, with us all having different projects, if we really, as well as our own profile, we put the logo for the wing, we start getting more leverage. So for instance, if Elaine and Annette and myself, Elaine will be in person in that Portuguese conference because she's up the road, and Annette is going to go from Germany to Portugal. If I ever got some sponsorship, I would fly in, but at the moment I don't have the cash, but I'll be there online. But we will be our G100 Authentic Harmony, Positive Masculinity. And I'm hoping you're following all the things that I've been writing about this. So I want Ritu to go next, because you are another regional chair under Maureen, and you're in New York, and your focus is, share with us.
Hello, everyone. Ritu Chopra, based in New York, New Jersey area, and professionally technologist. Wear many hats. I want to apologize. I am in transit. I had to pull off the road, found myself a place to join this call. And enjoying to hear everyone's views in meeting everyone. So my goals for authentic harmony. Before I get there, I want to just step back where I come from. I heard domestic violence. I heard emotional intelligence, education, the challenges in early childhood. These challenges are not regional or localized. They have become global. Every community, every nation, every culture has them to one extent or other. It's how we address them becomes really important for us. As a technologist for the last 30 plus years, and I have been through, I'm a domestic violence survivor, thriver, filmmaker. I did my healing project on gender-based violence as a gender-neutral project, and founded a nonprofit that I have done so much work in this area. And being in technology space, I keep bringing my conversation back. We are currently in the fourth industrial revolution, that we're living in technology. Technology has taken over in our daily lives, how we recognize it or not, or acknowledge it or not. It is part of our lives, so much so that we cannot go back. The positive aspects of technology is that I'm not here to talk about, give a lecture on technology, but the point I want to bring it is that the very moment that we are right now in different time zones and different locations, we are able to meet and talk and see each other, hear each other. That's one thing. It has brought communities together and families apart. we don't get to connect with human beings. Technologies has taken over our communications. We talk about authentic harmony as communication between humans. If we rely more on technology, it's taking us away from those heart-to-heart connections and building those. Chitra brought up the personal level, then family and community. It's really key and important that we have that harmony within ourselves, within our families, so we can build our communities that way. So much so I heard about culture and education, and there is, everyone has to play a part, either very small or big, depending on their strengths and skills. How do we accomplish that with the positive aspects of technology is something else that we need to explore. Dr. Pauline, my apology, I submitted my form. I have a very hectic week and I don't even remember what I wrote. So whatever I wrote, it came from heart and is there. I'll go back and look at it. So my points that I want to drive to here is that wherever we are, we can start from there. Whatever our surroundings, localities, communities, how we link with them and connect with them, we can start from there and expand. And the communication we are having right now, that is a way of expansion, but we have to get started somewhere.
So I'm going to make a suggestion, Ritu. I'm going to put down human technology harmony. Just a broad stroke, because you are very, very strong on technology. So I think it's important, just so we get we're just, starting the process. When you start reading the whole form of everybody's forms, you'll get more questions about each other. So thank you for that. And I'm going to go to Melissa, because Melissa is another regional chair for Maureen. Maureen actually has 6 regional chairs, I think. So it's wonderful to have you here today, Melissa. Share with us.
Okay, so just hello, everyone. Greetings, morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you're joining from. I'm Melissa. I'm in the Maryland area. And so I believe if I just look at my life now as to where I am and what I do as far as my profession, and then what I do in the community as being consider myself a servant leader. I work in the federal government and I work in the equal employment opportunity, diversity, equity, and inclusion spaces. And so a lot of time that is championing or being able to have a voice at the table for those who are maybe considered marginalized or in underrepresented groups. And so trying to really navigate that nuance of governance and humanity, or governance and in harmony with how we show up in the community, and how we have these presidential or elective orders, executive orders that says the government should look like the community that they serve, or the government should have an equal number of people inside of its demographics to look like. So it's this constant battle of power struggle in the governance space around equity, inclusion. And so, and now with the loom of a new, if we in America get a new party, before when that president was president, there was this cease and desist around all things DEI training. And so what does that do for community if in fact, those politics change? And so I found in my 20 plus years of working in this space, and I did fill out my form, Dr. Pauline. It was a little bit late. I just filled it out. But the word equanimity came to mind, and that is being able to be calm and collective in crisis. And I think being in the DEI space, being in the EEO space, I've had a lot of practice of either being a mediator to help resolve conflict or actual informal complaints, and being neutral, sometimes being the only female and most times the only Black or African American female at a table with a lot of people who have inherited power based on their race, and then being able to bring harmony in those spaces, and not meeting a stereotype. And so marrying that work with my mission or my Christianity and my faith to support women, I have had a lot of challenges, and I appreciate what the our partner who just came on before me, I'm sorry, I can't, Rita,
Me too.
Ritu was talking about. It's global because I have a lot of women, and I have a women's ministry, and I get to talk with a lot of Black or people of color, women who have to overcome, social economical issues, poverty, drugs, alcohol, family of origin issues. And so trying to just get harmony in your own personal identity so that you can bring harmony or show up in a harmonic way for someone else. And so I think finding my voice in that space of what I do for women, and then what I do for my work, and then how my own personal life is woven into that. And, now being a woman in my late 50s, approaching 60s, and like picking my battles, and some things just don't matter, and making sure I have peace and harmony around me. And, it's everything is just not worth the squeeze. And so maintaining my own peace and harmony in my own personal life, and then showing up in that safe space for other people.
Yes.
So I'll stop there.
So can I put down equal opportunities harmony? Would that be okay?
That would be fine.
We're just getting a broad stroke here. So I'm going to ask Carolina to say a few words, and then Maureen, you can bring some of this stuff together. So Carolina, you've heard everybody, and you've written a lot on your form, so people will be able to read that. But in brief, where would you focus? Because I think your story is possibly about the violence, social violence, domestic violence.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I born in Santiago, Chile. I'm a 51 years old woman. I suffered sex abuse for 12 years. It started when I was 8. Well, I started a fight to those 3 priests who abused me. And well, I didn't achieve a lot, but honestly, I put out of my back this huge bag that I have for long times. The positive thing that I have with that is I started a group to coach some people here in Chile. Well, Rosa should know that sexual abuse is sadly very common here in Latin America. From the church, and men and women in power is almost natural that, well, you can see women, kids, men, female, doesn't matter. We all have an abuse near us. That's the truth. So this is my flag. I want to help those people. I'm doing that right now. I coach them and I hug them, because if I can stand up here, why don't they? Well, plus in a professional way, I wear a lot of hats. I'm a growth hacker. I work in marketing, web development, technologies, and all this stuff. And yeah, I have a good professional. I don't know the exactly word. I beg your pardon, but my English isn't so good. It's my third language. My first is Spanish, second French, and third English. So I know I do a lot of mistakes always, but
Okay.
if you can understand me, that's fine
Yeah.
for me. So please ask me if you can't. Well, that is me. It's me. I really want to help, and I have a lot of projects to develop here. And that's it.
No.
That's it.
Okay. I know, again, I'm going to put down social domestic harmony. Would that be okay? Just generally. So what's lovely is that we've all got very different facets of this whole world. The world is in trouble, and the world is. I wrote a post this morning about rapport, because we're not building rapport out there in the world. The world is very interested in being attacking, and even the Antonio, whatever his name is, of the head of the UN, has said that they're going to do special policies to stop hate language. And I said, why don't they do special policies to create positive language as opposed to focus on hate? So anyway, there's lots of things that can change if we look at it from a woman's perspective. And remember, that's always what we're doing. We're saying a woman perspective, a woman-centric perspective sees the world differently. And I'm going to pass it over to you in a minute to ask Maureen, but I'm really going to insist that you try and read this book. It really is important. I've started reading it. It is on audio. It might be in another language, but the name is Caroline Corrado Perez. I'll put it in the comments. But it's a bit of a thick book. I've just started. I've only 80 pages in, but it highlights how systems of the world have never ever catered for women. All our systems always put woman last. And if you start reading it, you will see some very interesting ways in terms of things like transport systems and lavatories, and all the commonalities of our world are not designed for women. So there's lots of systemic stuff that can change as well as mindset change. But remember what I said earlier is that it's important that we do resolve the issues of the world, but also that we build on the positive stuff that's happening already. So Maureen, tell us about yourself in a few minutes. Share with us, and I'm just going to put the name of that book in here.
Yes, I identify myself first and foremost as a Christian leader, faith-based Christian leader, and born in the Caribbean, Grenada, West Indies. I bring a rich and a diverse perspective as an organizational development specialist, behavioral scientist, and leadership coach, author, and a speaker. I spent 54 years in leadership. I came into leadership when I was 18 years of age. And for the past 54 years, I've been thrust into leadership either by virtue of marriage or political affiliations. I have members of my family who have been in leadership and politics. So organizational leadership is very close to my heart because of the fact that I have been very up close with organizational leaders, and me myself an organizational leader. What I do believe is that all Christian faith-based leaders who find themselves stuck in an unfulfilling career should be able to get the support that they need to courageously transition into living a fulfilled life. Many people don't in leadership, their lives are not fulfilled. So as a leadership coach, I empower leaders, faith-based leaders, to transform their mindset and embrace their calling. Christian leaders are called to serve as servant leaders, and they're called to develop kingdom businesses that align with their values. And what I do find is that a number of our leaders, first of all, they don't know what values they espouse, and they don't know what values they live values. So my mission is to help them to create businesses that align with their values, whether the business be an organizational, like faith-based organization or small business. I work with these leaders to help them to know what their values are and to align their values with their mission and their vision. That misalignment where leaders are not, we hear the word authenticity, we hear the word leaders must be authentic, leaders must be, all of the values that we espouse I want to see us as leaders align those values with our leadership. So how does that work with authentic harmony? Well, I'll tell you, the first thing I believe is that that as men and women have been uniquely created with distinct gifts. We have been given skills, talents, abilities, and resources. And we're designed to contribute to each other's well-being and to create a better world. A healthy world cannot be created with just women, and a healthy world cannot be created with only men. We need each other. And this is coming from my Christian faith, my background, knowing that when we were created and given special gifts. We can't do without one another. So by addressing and understanding those natural and cultural stereotypical biases that men have towards women and women towards men, because it's not only men that have biases, women do have biases towards men. I want to see us unite because we were created to unite. If men are working by themselves in silos, they only have half of the picture. So I'm very happy to be the chair for the United States to see where in our diverse giftings, in our diverse cultures, because there are all kinds of cultures in the United States of America, Black culture, we come to a melting pot, how we can use our giftings in order to be able to create a harmonious world. So I'll stop there.
Well, so I'm using the words values, diversity, harmony. There's something there. Now, I want to make sure we don't go over time. I want to just look at some logistics here. Now, we're 8 of us on the screen. I invite your commitment to really follow through with the people that you've now met. And obviously, Annette definitely wanted to be here. Ruby, I know, will, and we will engage the others. So hopefully by the next meeting, which will be the last Saturday of the month. So the last Saturday of the month, we get to know each other. I have to do some admin work to make sure that Carolina becomes our Chile country chair. So that's my commitment. I want you to remember that we do have a WhatsApp group. We do have a LinkedIn group messenger. We also have a LinkedIn page. So remember to keep an eye on that. I think all of you have signed in there. I think you have, Melissa. So when you post in the LinkedIn group page, on not the LinkedIn message, but the LinkedIn group page, it will obviously come up on your profile page, but people can't comment on it unless they're part of the LinkedIn group. I just discovered that last time as a kind of logistics. So it's really also encouraging people outside of our group to join. So I think we've got about 30 plus members there of people who are interested. Dr. Harbin is in there. So remember that when you're writing anything and you put it in the LinkedIn group, she's in there. And so I'm also posting stuff out to other G100 groups. So Linda Pereira's, as Elaine mentioned, she's having a summit in October. There's another summit going on with the chair of values and volunteerism. And I'll post some of that out onto our WhatsApp group, so keep an eye on it. I'm on that one as well. She's actually got about 50 people on that. So I think we get 10 minutes or something. And that will all be online. But my goal is about visibility. So remember the invisible women. I want visibility of us out there with the logo. So if you haven't got the logo stored, I'm going to post it up again on the WhatsApp group. But there is a logo which has got the wings and it's got the full name, Authentic Harmony and Positive Masculinity. So make sure that you use that. The other thing was, think about your denim partners. You don't have to do that immediately, but think about wise men who will come in and also maybe bring some commentary in to support what you're about, as and when in your own area. I think that was the main thing for now. So what you filled out on the Google file, I know I'm waiting for your changes, Elaine, so I'll wait for that. But I will take down all of those and put them into one document and send them to all of you so that you can read everybody's profile, read it with curiosity, ask questions, look at where the connections are. We've got different connections on health, on leadership, on social harmony, on opportunity harmony, all those different harmonies. Make sure that you save the chat. You all know how to do that, do you? So there's 3 buttons, there's 3 dots at the bottom of the chat. And if you click that, you can save the chat. So you've got some commentary about which titles I gave to each person, but I will document that and put that out to you. So your homework in the next month is to really investigate each other as well and think about the stories. So Annette Dernick, who's our chair for Germany, she's actually doing a webinar with another chair in Germany in German. So I'll make sure I post that out as well. So anything that you're doing, which you can also put this logo on to get the reference, please make sure it comes back into one of the shared messaging groups so we know what's going on. And write some short posts and put them in the LinkedIn group. And if you can do that, then I will take those and just start posting them out to other pages like the G100 Mission Million, so that we get some leverage out there. And hopefully we can, by the time we next meet, we maybe could put some kind of press release together about some of the themes that we have. So we've got almost like, you know, a list of TED Talks. And I don't know whether anybody's done a TED Talk, but I'm very keen that we should be known for our TED Talks. So we get the idea of authentic harmony and positive masculinity out there. And the joint custody world, say, I'm focused very much on that now, so that it's a unique title. And even if it just gets people thinking about things, that's the way to drag them in, hook them in. So any questions now before we finish? Yeah, but I think, I don't know a lot about TED Talks, but I know if you can get enough leverage, then that you may cost us, but it may also be that we invite it if we get to be unusual enough. That's what I'm working on. And I am developing a relationship with something called the Global Chamber of Commerce, which is an organization across the world. And I'll tell you more about that on the WhatsApp group when I get some more definition. But that is something that I'm hoping will help us leverage ourselves across the world. Anybody want to make a comment or any questions or suggestions?
No, just thank you very much for today. It's been very helpful, I think. We're all getting to know one another a bit more, and having the clarity of who's concentrating in what areas, I think is very, very useful.
I agree. And I think remember to look for the alignments and see where you can connect with something else, you know, with where's the education, where's leadership, where's social harmony, where's wellness, and just call out to each other. And remember, Melissa's got a whole load of experience in the government equal opportunities area, so call into her. Remember to call on each other. That's what we're all about. This is family. Harmony, family harmony.
Dr. Pauline, I believe all of us present here are part of the LinkedIn group.
Oh, I think we are all on the LinkedIn group. Are you all on the LinkedIn group? I think so. I think you are, yes.
Yes.
I know there's still a few who aren't, but they're not here today.
I think this dialogue and this not only introducing ourselves, how we align with other person, and how we can support each other, even if that's a small beginning. The work needs to be done, and it gains momentum.
Absolutely.
So we need to put something in place, however small steps, and just kind of grow from there. And I welcome anyone who wants to reach out. I'm part of the LinkedIn group, very active on LinkedIn, even in WhatsApp groups. So, you know, we kind of introduce each other one-on-one and see where we align and how we can support each other.
Absolutely. And where we can tag each other, so that when you do a post, and I'll tag you in. And the other thing is just remembering that the core messages, the hashtags. So I was hashtag joint custody world. And I do hashtag the power of authentic harmony because that's my book, but you could hashtag authentic harmony or positive masculinity. Keep those hashtags going because that will take people, you know, people keep on spotting those, they'll gather together. And yes, I think using each other's strengths and making sure, so when we get to actually getting the podcast out there, we'll know what each of us are talking about. So I want you to read the form and read what's at the beginning of the form about the values that I wrote in. You could take that text and use that in your own articles, or take one part of it and use it in your own articles. So don't make life difficult for yourself. I use ChatGPT, you know, keep some messages that are in that main body of the document that I'll send you. And just, you know, they say, the assertive approach is the broken record. Keep on saying the same thing. Keep on saying harmony, 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 harmony. Okay, thank you all for coming today. It's been wonderful getting to know you. I really enjoyed hearing more about you from yourselves, and we'll do more of this next time. But in the meantime, make sure you connect with each other. I haven't put you on the WhatsApp group yet, Carolina, so I will do that today. I think everybody else is on there, but I will check. There's so many different lines. So I'm using WhatsApp, LinkedIn, and the LinkedIn group. I don't have a Facebook page yet for us, but that might be something we do as well. Somebody might want to set that up. I don't know. I don't use Facebook as much as LinkedIn.
Can I add you something? Well, one of my hat is, well, I'm a growth hacker. I work in everything you want in marketing. So I can help you. Ask me, I can advise you to build a strategy, whatever. This is what I love to do. So use me.
Yes.
Here.
Excellent. When you read all of the files, don't be upset if someone's longer than yours or shorter than yours. Just read them all with curiosity. Carolina's got some very good ideas in hers. So it's time to go now. I've got another call, and I love you all. Have a wonderful Saturday.
You too.
Thank you all. Nice
Thank you.
meeting you.
Thank you
Bye.
all. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.